Okay, so I want to show off this game that I started working on like almost a year ago. Um, Basically, the story with this game is that I had this inspiration, I had this big idea, and I was like, oh my god, this is so good, I need to make this into a game. I didn't really know a whole lot about writing code or anything, so I learned as much as I could, and I wrote as much of the game as I could, and there became a point when it got so involved that I just I just had to stop writing it, and I couldn't return to it because I just couldn't wrap my mind around how to move forward with it. But the idea, I still very much believe in the idea. I pitched it on TikTok, of all places, but yeah, the video like within like an hour got like over 1,000 views, and people thought it was really good, and I deleted the video because I was thinking that I was going to come back to the project, and I didn't want anybody to hear my secret because it was such a good idea. Um, I didn't want anyone to steal it, but yeah, I I I I've finally just concluded like I can't. It's too much. So I want to give the source code out to anybody who wants to use it, or if anybody wants to work on the game in the way it was intended or with their own twists, that's okay with me too. I'm gonna show you what the game does, and yeah. So here's the code. It's like there's 2,500 lines, and I really did not know what I was doing when I wrote some of it. So if somebody who is experienced looks at this, you might be able to tell. Um, this is what it looks like when you run it. So the concept is that it's a very eerie game, okay? You are in a storage unit building, and these are the units, and they don't have doors on them yet. I was going to animate those, but here's a couple objects I was testing out. Basically, you are here trying to find your way out, and this is a really significant setting, I guess, a map, because it generates on its own. It writes its own map as you go, and it saves it, and it just goes forever, but actually for 8,000 squares in every direction, if I remember correctly, and that's a number that can be changed in the code. But yeah, you are alone, and as you progress, you learn more about the backstory, how you got there, and just about yourself, and you make these crazy revelations, and you discover weird things. That's the idea. There were going to be some things that you would face in there, such as monsters, maybe some puzzles that help you find cool things, maybe a little bit of magic involved. But I do want to share that one of the things that stumped me the hardest was collision, and I figured out collision. It's not very hard for me to wrap my mind around, but when you have a map that changes every couple seconds, like every time you move forward and it draws a new map piece, the entire map is redrawn or redistributed. Pieces are like parented to segments of the map, and other things are deleted, other things are, and then everything is stored into this numpy matrix. And doing collision shapes within all of the structure of this map, with bullet physics and built-in Panda physics nodes, it was just too hard for me to figure out. So that's where I kind of drew the line and gave up. I did implement collision with the walls. You can't run into the walls, but that's pretty much it. and your hands can't go through the walls. Very nice. But they can go through objects, and so that's kind of a bummer. But yeah, so here's the code. I'm trying to think if I left anything out.